Chris, it's so great to be here with you today. I know that Sonim has been pursuing an aggressive growth strategy, and that's included the rollout of new frontline and priority certified devices for first responders. So, how are things going with the new product lineup?
It's going great. We've recently launched a number of phones, both in Europe and domestically here in the US. And we're so excited about our XP3 Plus 5G that we recently launched at T-Mobile. That's T Priority certified. We have a couple of devices at Verizon that are frontline certified. We have XP Pro ultra rugged phone, and we have the H500 mobile hotspot. And both of those are frontline certified, ultra rugged. Very excited about the direction of the company.
Obviously, we know Sonim isn't the only player in the rugged and resilient device market. So, talk to me a little bit about what sets your devices apart and why they're important to the market overall.
A lot of companies will have IP68 certification. That's great. And some of them have mil standard A10H. That's great too. We have what we call a rugged performance standard, which really takes many categories up to another level. And so, if you're a first responder and you're relying on this device for something that's very critical, you want to know that this thing is going to work, and you want to know that you can rely on it 100%. Whether it's glove touch or we test for puncture resistance. We're testing a lot of standards that go above and beyond. We don't want to just win the race. We want to win it by a lot. And so when you compare our devices to a number of the competitors, we're light years beyond what they're doing.
I know one of the things that happened at MWC is you guys rolled out the XP Pro thermal phone. So what is that? And can you talk to me a little bit about why you're excited about this device and, more importantly, how it can be used in the field?
So the XP Pro thermal is, it has a FLIR Lepton 3.5 camera in it, which is really the industry standard for thermal cameras. In addition to that, we also have a 50 megapixel main camera. So when you're taking images, you're getting both the digital and the thermal image. And where we see this being used, in addition to first responders, which we think there are great use cases there, also the trades tend to need this type of device. So if you think about an electrician looking at a panel, they could open up the panel, they could figure out which circuit is bad, or they could take their camera and they could hold it up, and you can see my face here. They could hold it up and they could see which circuit is hot, and that might be the problem circuit. Or it could be from a home inspector who's going around and upselling additional services of thermal analysis of a house. So you're going through and you're finding out that maybe some insulation is missing. In a factory setting, you could have some really cool use cases for, if a machine is running hot, you could look at that and instead of waiting till it breaks, you could proactively figure out, we better get maintenance out here. And then from a first responder perspective, certainly, there are very high-end thermal cameras that are in helicopters and, doing search and rescue. But if you think about if every patrol officer had a thermal camera, they can't afford, police budgets are what they are, and they can't afford to have, everybody have a very, very high-end multi-$1,000 thermal camera. So if every one of their smartphones that, oh, by the way, is in a sleek and elegant package, but is also ultra rugged, that's a game changer for a lot of agencies. Whether it's figuring out hotspots for firefighters or a lot of other use cases. I mean, there's a ton of them, and I would say that the reception we got at Mobile World Congress was phenomenal. People were over the moon on this thing, so we are really, really bullish on this product.
Awesome, bringing thermal tech to the masses. You heard it here. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris.
Thank you.